My name is Brandon Holloman, and this is my speech on NASCAR and safety. It started April 5th, 2008, was one of the worst recorded wrecks in the history of NASCAR. It involved Michael McDowell driving the number 0 Toyota. He crashed into the outside wall in turn 3 at Texas Motor Speedway at over 100 miles per hour. It was one of the worst G-force wrecks in the history of NASCAR. According to Mike Mahern of the Winston-Salem Journal, fortunately the outside wall was a safer barrier, and it was covered by thick sheets of styrofoam, which is a system that is designed to dissipate about 40% of the energy in the impact. This is one of the biggest safety innovations that NASCAR has had, adding these styrofoam. This has saved many lives. Back when NASCAR first started, the cars and the tracks were basically just run in the backwoods. The cars were strictly off of the showroom floor. So the cars that you drove on the road were the ones that they raced in NASCAR. You didn't have these harnesses, you didn't have the helmets or anything. Basically, these drivers drove in their Sunday clothes. The reason why safety became a big relevant issue is the reason why everybody was dying. The most notable death was Dale Earnhardt Sr. when he died in the 2001 Daytona 500 on the last lap in the last corner. It was proved that if he would have been wearing the HANDS device, which is the head and neck restraint device system, that he would have survived the crash. And I just wanted to show the progress of that, the safety innovations, how far they've came, and then basically where they started at. And also with the car safety, you also have the track safety that came along with it. Next I want to talk about is the track safety. One issue when they first got started was the fact that they didn't have any catch fences that would shield the spectators from flying debris. One incident that they had was at Talladega. It's one of the super motor speedways where they get over 200 miles per hour, and it was in the 80s, and a tire flew over into the stands and killed a couple of people. So this is when they started implementing the catch fences to where it helped with the tires, and then also you have sheet metal that can fly into the stands, and this helps significantly, and not only to help the drivers but also to keep the fans safe. Another thing is the safer barriers. Every 22 track that they race at, NASCAR races at, all of them have safer barriers on the outside walls. And also another thing that's helped with the track safety is they have implemented pit road speeds so that it's safer also for the drivers and for the pit road members. They won't get hit, or if they do get hit, they can minimize the damage due to it. The next section I wanted to talk about was the car and drivers. According to Mark Nider of the Columbus Dispatch, what makes the COT different is a rear wing-like spoiler, a taller driver compartment or greenhouse, a larger opening for drivers to escape after crashes, and a flat plate underneath the front bumper that can be best described as a modern-day cow catcher. And what the COT is, the car of tomorrow. Last year, 18 of the 36 races, they ran this car. This is the biggest safety innovation today. It's much wider, so it's less top heavy than the other one, and like it said, it's got a rear wing spoiler, so it holds to the ground better, so your downforce is better. And then it also has they call it a front splitter, which is basically it's the front bumper comes down and it sticks onto the ground and it sucks to the ground. DeAndre Leslie Pilecki, an associate professor of physics at the University of Nebraska, says safety is all about dissipating energy anywhere other than the driver. And the way the car tomorrow does this, it has foam all around it. So instead of the driver experience the G-forces straight through the metal, it goes into the foam, and then the foam will dissipate it to where it's a lesser degree. Another safety for the drivers is the fact with the bigger greenhouse, which the greenhouse is the area inside the car, basically the cockpit of the car where the driver's seat sat. One issue that they were having was carbon monoxide poisoning, and they developed a tube going underneath the car where it expels under the car instead of just sitting there and just contaminating the drivers. Also, another thing is the driver suits, the fire suits they developed. All of them flame retardant, and like I said earlier, when they first started, it was just the drivers just ran in their Sunday clothes. They would be in there and suits, khakis, a shirt. But now they got the helmets, they got the hands and neck and shoulder device. They got specially designed shoes, and then also flame retardant driver suits. And they also have a specially designed seat that costs over $5,000 that is specially molded to fit them. And it basically just like a big arm, it just wraps around them and you cannot move in there. And also another thing with car safety is if they go to Daytona or Talladega, which is the super speedways, in order to keep the speeds down, they have restrictor plates installed on the carburetor, and it reduces the horsepower, therefore it'll keep them hovering around about 180 to 190. The conclusion, safer barriers, in order for the future, they're going to be added to the inside walls of all the racetracks instead of just the outside. This way, if a car spins out in the infield and hits the wall, it will also be cushioned just like the outside wall. And out of all the motorsports, NASCAR Stock Series hasn't had an accident since 2001. And as you remember, just about a month ago, one of NHR's guys, he ran into the wall and he died. And just the safety of NASCAR, there's been many innovations now, and it's one of the safest sports out there, and the innovations are just only getting better, and this is just the beginning. Thank you.